Okay, there we go. Yes, you're supposed to find the real answer. We're not estimating today, but I want you to know why this says this in the directions, because it does say estimate right there, and I want to point out why it says that. Estimate to check that your answer is reasonable. So here's what that's meaning. If you saw 236, what number would you think if we were rounding 236? What would you say? 200. Okay, just watch me. And if you saw 46, what would you say that number if we were estimating? Probably 50. Okay, now this ought to be like real familiar to you. 5 times 2 gets you 10 with a 1 and a 2 and a 3 zeros. Give me a thumbs up if that is very familiar to you. It should be. Now, here's what we're going to do. We're actually going to work this out, and we're going to see if this number right here is even close to 10,000. And if it does, that's going to be perfect sense. If we end up with a number that's like, I'm going to make this up, 97,824, is 97,000 anywhere close to 10,000?
No.
Then that's what they're saying. They're wanting you to check it. It's a way of checking it, okay? So here we go, 236, right? Oh, by the way, if you don't have a pretty clean, brand new piece of scrap paper, you need a pretty clean, brand new piece of scrap paper, okay? Or turn it on the back. You might need a new one. Is the back clean? Okay, yeah, turn it over. Here we go, 236 times 46. Now, today I'm going to talk a lot about keeping your columns super nice and clean and like straight up and down. That's so important. Okay, so here we go. We're on this 6 right here, all eyes up here. And we're going to give this 6 to this 6. We're going to give this 6 to this 3. And then we're going to give this 6 to this 2. Are you tracking with me? So here we go. The first, 6 times 6 would be, who knows? Say it.
36.
Good. 36, and we're going to carry a 3 right there. Now we got to give this 6 to this 3. What's 6 times 3, girls? Oh no, the girls don't know. Boys, what's 6 times 3?
18.
18. And don't forget, we have to add that 3 to it. So 18 plus 3 would be 21. Carry a 2. Now we've got to give this 6 to this 2. 6 times 2 is 12. Plus that 2 would be 14. Now, take your eraser, and I want you to get rid of those carries on top. We don't need those anymore, and I'm afraid if you leave them up there, that'll be too confusing. So your paper should look just like my paper. Now, we're also done with that 6, so mark him out. And then you need to put a placeholder 0 right here, and I'm going to talk to you why. Okay, after you get that 0, look at me. Here's why. We're done with that 6, which by the way was in the 1's place. What place is this 4 in right here?
10.
The 10's. We're really not multiplying by 4. Guess what we're multiplying by? 4D. 4D. 4 10's gets you 4D, doesn't it? So the whole reason why we put that placeholder 0 there is because it shoves us over here to the 10's place. Are y'all tracking with me? What if there was a number here? There's not, but what if? What place is that? 100's. How would you shove me over to the 100's digit with how many placeholder zeros? 2 placeholder zeros. But there's not a 100's place yet. We'll get to that in a couple of days. But right now there's just 1 place in the 10's. 1 number in the 10's place. So here we go. Now, we got to turn around and do the same thing with the 4. We got to give it to the 6. Shake your head. We got to give it to the 3. Shake your head. And we got to give it to the 2. And you got to do every one of those. So 4 times 6. Holler it out.
24.
Carry a 2. Look, I put that 2 on top of that 3. Now 4 times 3 is going to be 12. Plus that 2 more is 14. Carry a 1. And this 4 times 2 is going to get you 8. Plus that 1 is 9. Now put a plus sign and draw your line. Don't add yet, because I want you to do a test for me, okay? I want to check mine, and then I want to check yours, and I want to see if you're doing a good job, okay? Here's what I want you to check it by. Kiara, watch. I want you to see if you did a pretty good job keeping your columns, the 1's on top of the 1's, the 10's on top of the 10's. First off, give me a grade. Did I do a good job?
Yes.
What grade would you give me? A plus? Yeah? Check yours. Did you do a good job? Or did your columns get a little slanted? Little slanted? Who would give themselves a B? B. Who gives themselves an F? Anybody give themselves an F? Last hour, somebody gave themselves an F. Who gives themselves an A? Okay, who needs some work? Give me a thumbs up if you need to work on it a little bit, okay? You know what some people do? And you might have learned this in 4th grade. It's just a thought. Some people turn their paper this way, and they use those blue lines to keep the columns separated. So like here's a blue line, and I'll show you what that means. Like pretend like this is a blue line, and this is a blue line, and this is a blue line. What was our number? 236. They write the 2 here, the 3 here, and the 6 here. See how it keeps it really nice and separated? And then the 46 under here. So if you think that that would help you, then turn your paper this way, okay? It's up to you, whatever. Okay, now we get to add. 6 plus 0 is going to get me what? 6. 1 plus 4 is going to get me 5. 4 plus 4 is going to get me 8. And 9 plus 1 is going to get me 10. So now freeze. Let's go back to when we estimated. What did we say our answer was going to be about? What did we say? 10,000. Is our answer about 10,000? Yeah? Then that's a good answer. Put 10,856 right there. Okay, right off the bat, on number 4, what do you want to call 61?
70.
Yeah, I think 70 is too far. Yeah, I'd say 60. Just write a little bitty 60 out there. What do you want to call 25?
25.
You want to leave it at 25? Okay, I think that's a good idea. Let's leave it at 25 because we know our 25s. So now, draw your rainbow from 6 to 25. And let's count by George Washington. You ready? 25, 50, 75, don't say a dollar, 100, 125, 150. So write 150. Am I done?
No.
What do you need?
Add a 0.
One more 0. So what's my answer going to be really close to? Say the number. 1,500. Okay, now on scrap paper. 61 times 25. Now I got to give the 5 to the 1 and I got to give the 5 to the 6. So here we go. 5 times 1 is going to be 5. And 5 times 6 is going to be 30. Now look, there were no carries that time. There's not always going to be carries. So there's nothing to erase up here. Mark out that 5. Put a placeholder 0 under that 5. And now let's go to our 2. We got to give the 2 to the 1. 2 times 1 would be 2. And 2 times 6 would be 12. Now let's add. 5 plus 0 is 5. 0 plus 2 is 2. 3 plus 2 is 5. And 1 plus nothing is 1. Now let's compare. What's my real answer? 1,525. Is that close to 1,500? Yeah, then that's a good answer. Yeah, we got real close, didn't we?
We're just off by 25.
Yeah. 951. Xander, what do you want to call 951 when you're rounding up? It's made it to the halfway mark. 1,000. I agree. Kiara, what do you want to call 62? 60. Now literally all you have to multiply is that 6 times 1, which would get you 6. Eric, weren't you writing this? With the 1 and a 2 and a 3 and a 4 zeros. 1, 2, 3, 4 zeros. So what's my answer going to be really close to? 60,000. Now here we go. On scrap paper. 951 times 62. Let's see if we're anywhere even close. Okay, Eric, talk me through it. What do I have to do first? On this? And get?
2.
Okay, keep going.
2 times 5 is carry the 1.
Yes.
And 2 times 9 is 18, and add 1, 19.
Yes, I love it. Okay, get your eraser. Erase that carry. Mark out that 2. We don't need him anymore. Put a placeholder 0. Now we're on the 6. Brooklyn, take off with 6.
6 times 1 is 6.
Yes, ma'am.
6 times 5 is 30.
Carry a 3.
And then 9 times 6 is
Help her.
54.
Oh, good. She didn't need help. 54 plus that 3 is what, Brooklyn? 57. Good. Now we're going to add. 2 plus 0 is 2. 6 and 0 is 6. 9 and 0 is 9. 7 and 1 is 8. And 5 and 5 and nothing is 5. Now let's compare. Okay, did we do a good job? What's the real answer?
6.
The real answer. 58,962. Is that close to 60,000?
Yes.
Yeah, then there's a good answer. That's all they're saying to do. Put your glasses on, please. Turn all the way around. Just sit up like a young lady. Okay. What do y'all want to call 185? If we were rounding that, what would you say? Probably 200? I was thinking that as well. And I'm leaving 5, 5. Okay, why aren't you writing this? Every day I have to ask you this. Draw your rainbow. What's 5 times 2 would get you 10 with what? A 1 and a 2 zeros. So my answer is going to be really close to 1,000. It might be a little more. It might be a little less, but that's okay. So on your scrap paper, 185 times 5. Okay, Bentley, start me, be the teacher. Tell us what to do, Bentley. 5 times 5. What would 5 times 5 be, sister? 25. Carry a 2. Keep it going, Hayden. What do we do next?
Do 5 times 8, which is 40.
Plus
and
that
add
2.
Which is 42.
42. Carry a 4. Jakely, what do we do next? We've given 5 to the 5. We've given 5 to the 8. There's only one more person we got to give the 5 to.
5 times 1
Is
5.
plus 4. 9. And you're done. There's no placeholder 0 on that. So what was our answer supposed to be close to? 1,000. Would you say 925 is pretty close to 1,000? I do too. So there's your answer. 925. Okay. Pick a number, Colin. Any number from 7 to 22. Now look, real close. I want to catch you before you make a bad mistake. See how 75 is a smaller number than 222? I would not put 75 on top. I would put 222 on top. Okay, you have permission to change the order. So 222 times 75. You totally have permission to change the order. You won't even be able to work it out the other way. Okay, talk me through it, Luke. Tell me what to do.
5 times 2 is 10.
Carry the 1.
And then 5 times 2 is 10, but add the 1 is 11.
Carry the 1.
And then 5 times 2 again is 10, and then add the 1 is 11.
Yes, sir. Love it. Now erase those carries. Get rid of that 5. Put a placeholder 0. Take it from there, Kiara.
You want to times the 7 and the 2, which is 14.
Yes. 14. Carry a 1.
And then do 7 times 2 on the next one, but add 1.
Which would be
15.
15. Good. Carry a 1.
And then after that, you'll be doing the same thing and adding 1.
Which would be 15. Yes, ma'am. Gosh, y'all are super smart. And now we're gonna add. So 0 and 0 is 0. What's 4 and 1? 5. 5 and 1 is 6. 5 and 1 is 6. And 1 and nothing is 1. And that was number, what number was it? 16. 16,650. Well, let's see if it even makes sense. What would y'all have called 75? 80. Write that on top real quick. What would y'all have called 222? 200. What do you know about 8 times 2? 16 with a 1 and a 2 and a 3. What number would that be? 16,000. Was our answer close to 16,000? Yeah, so that's how you estimate to check it. Okay, I want y'all to look at number 14. Do you see how 14 is, that 90 has a 0 on the end? So I want to show you a trick. I'm going to put the 59 on top, and I'm going to put the 90 on bottom, and I'm going to let the 0 hang off, okay? And I think it'll make sense to you. So watch real quick. Watch. I'm putting the 59 on top. I'm putting the 90 on bottom, and I'm letting the 0 hang off. Last hour, kids said that y'all learned that in 4th grade. Did you? Do you remember this? Okay, so here we go. So when you let the 0 hang off, all you have to do is bring the 0 straight down. That's all you have to do. Now we're on 9s, and I know 9s are kind of hard. Here, get your hair fixed, and come on, get in the game. So here we go. What do y'all want to call 9 times 9? 81. Carry an 8. Good job. Now 9 times 5, that ought to be easy. 45 plus 8 more. What would 45 plus 8 be? Huh? 50. I think I heard somebody say it, but 53. There you go. There's your answer to number 14. You have permission to change the order. Say, yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, look at number 11. Okay, eyes up here real quick. You're probably thinking, that's smaller, that's bigger, so I would put that on top. Look real quick. But since that has zeros, I'm going to put this on bottom, and I'm going to let 2 zeros hang off this time. So 25 goes on top, and 100 goes on bottom, and I let both zeros hang off. I love this trick. It's a good trick. So literally all you have to do is bring both zeros down, and now we're multiplying times 1. 1 times 5 is 5. 1 times 2 is 2. Now freeze for a minute, and all eyes up here, we really already knew this, because all we had to do was multiply 1 times 25 and do a 1 and a 2 zeros. This works, and this works, okay? You get the same answer. Shake your head if that's making sense. Okay. Pick a number, Cooper. Hardest one up there. 17. 481 times 35. Okay, talk it through, Coop. Tell us what to do. Be the teacher.
Multiply 5 times 1.
And get
5.
5. Then what? You got to give the 5 to what number next?
8.
8. With 5 times 8 is? Count by 5 until you get to 8.
40.
40. Carry a 4. 5 times 4 is what?
20.
Plus 4 more would be
24.
24. Now get rid of that 4, which was your carry. Mark out that 5, because you don't need him anymore. And whatever you do, don't forget that placeholder 0 right there. If you don't, it'll mess up your adding. Okay, it'll mess up your adding bad. Okay, keep it going, Hope. What do I do next?
The 4 is going to go with the...
No. We're on 3. You got to give this to this, this to this, and this to this.
Oh, 3 goes to the 1.
And which is?
3.
Keep going. Now I got to give this to this.
8.
What's 3 times 8? Helper, what's 3 times 8?
24.
24. Carry a 2. Now I get to give the 3 to the 4. What's 3 times 4, class?
12.
12. Plus 2 more is 14. Now let's add. 5 and nothing is 5. 3 and 0 is 3. 4 and 4 is going to get you 8. 4 and 2 is going to get you 6. And 1 and nothing is 1. That was number 17. $16,835. Okay, who doesn't understand this? It's a lot, especially, you know what's going to be a lot for kids who don't know their multiplication. I'm actually kind of crying for you already, because you should have remembered it from, I mean, what grade did y'all start in learning multiplication? Second? So, second, then third, then fourth, and now we're in 5th grade. You got to know your
I
multiplication.
completed all my multiplication in 3rd and 4th.
You did good. I can tell you know. I'm turning to the back. Number 23. How many times does a rabbit's heart beat in 1 hour? Look over at your chart. We got 3 different animals. Make sure you're looking at what animal. What animal are we talking about here? Rabbits. So a rabbit's heartbeat beats 212. What is this right here? Beats per what? Minute. Is that what it's asking?
No.
No, it's not asking per minute. It's asking per hour. Well, this guy gave a little hint to us. Remember, what does this say right there? There are 60 minutes in 1 hour. So if this is in 1 minute, so it would be 212 in this minute, 212 in this minute, 212 in this minute, 212 in this minute. Do you want to add those up 60 times? What would you rather do?
212 times 60.
I totally agree. And look what I'm going to do. I'm letting my 0 hang off on that 60. You should do this as well. Then all you have to do is bring that 0 straight down. And now we have to multiply times 6. Boys, what's 6 times 2?
12.
12, carry a 1. Class, what's 6 times 1? 6, plus that 1 is 7. And 6 times 2 gets you 12. Now watch how I want you to write this. 12,720 beats per hour. Per is that like slanted line. Per is the slanted line. Are y'all tracking with me about the slanted line? That's like a very professional way of writing it. Okay, number 24. We're looking for keywords. In 1 hour. I honestly think that's a key word. I think hour's a key word because what does our chart over here go by?
Per minute.
Minutes. So I think we need to know that they're wanting hours. Okay. Oh my gosh. That is a very important words. Underline that. What does how many more mean to do?
Minus.
Subtract. What in the world are we going to subtract? Get your pencil on A. A what? Rabbit's heartbeat. Then a what? Dog's heartbeat. Well, what do we already know? What information do we already know? Say it.
Rabbits.
We already know the rabbits. So what do we got to figure out?
The dogs.
The dogs. Okay. 100 beats this minute. 100 beats this minute. 100 beats this minute. Do y'all want to add 160 times?
Yes.
Or you do? Or would you rather do 100? Okay, now look what I'm going to do. I'm just going to write it right here. Make sure you're on the dog. Real quick, what do you know about the gerbil?
It's 300.
Not useful.
It's not useful. It's too much information, isn't it? So let's mark him out.
I'm sorry.
Okay, now let's stop for a minute because it wants you to write an equation. Okay, let's go back. Okay, so here's what we're going to have to do. We're going to have to write how did we get the rabbit's heartbeat? Then we're going to subtract how we get the dog's heartbeat. So somebody refresh my memory up here. I think it was you, Kiara, that told me what to do. How do we get the rabbit's heartbeat? What do we do? Put a parenthesis.
We multiplied.
What do we multiply? Tell me the numbers we multiply.
We multiplied 100 times.
Not for the rabbit. The rabbit comes first.
Okay. We multiplied the change in 12 times 60.
I'm going to show you a new way of writing multiplication. It's a dot. I want you to use this dot. Okay? You don't use the dot on practice buddies, but you use the dot for now, and I'll tell you why in just a minute. She said 212 times 60. I totally agree. And are we adding or subtracting? Subtracting. Why? What words say subtract? What words say how many more? Now we've got to do the dog's heartbeat. So what are we multiplying to get the dog's heartbeat? Tell me. 100 times, oops, almost messed up. I don't want you to use the X for multiplication. I want you to use this dot times 60. And look where I want you to put the X. And then let's talk about this. Okay, after you get that written, now let's talk about it. Okay, here's what this X means right here. And you see everybody's eyes. This X right here means missing information. I don't know how much more the rabbit's heart beats than the dog's heart beat. I don't know the answer yet. That's why I put a letter there. So somebody really smart said, watch this. If I have an X here for multiplication, and I have an X here for multiplication, how do I know the difference in this X and this X? Put your hand down. So what someone suggested is, instead of putting X's here for multiplication, someone really smart said, let's grow them up and put these dots there. Do you understand why we're putting dots now? Because we don't want to get it confused with them missing information. Here's where the answer goes. The answer doesn't go right there. The answer doesn't go right there. That's multiplication. Now on Practice Buddies, this is kind of cool. Practice Buddies can do this fancy X. They can do some kind of fancy X like that. Y'all know what I'm talking about? Like it changes the fonts. We can't do that. We can only do this. So on Practice Buddies, they're going to want you to still do like an X, but on paper, I want you to do this. Okay, are you understanding the difference? Okay, so here we go. We already know this, don't we? What was this? 212 times 60 was this, right?
Yeah.
We got to figure out what this is. So I would do a rainbow right here if I were you. What's 6 times 1? With 1, 2, 3 zeros. Now, somebody tell me what to do. I know this, and I know this. So somebody tell me exactly what to write over here. Eric. 12,000. 720. Minus.
6,000.
Yes, sir. Now work that out, and that's going to be your X. That's going to be what you're missing. We'll see what Xander gets. Hurry, you don't even have to borrow on that. What'd you get? You don't even have to borrow. There's no borrowing. Literally, you're just subtracting zeros, 2s, 7s, and 12s. What'd y'all get? What's your X? What'd you get? Right here. Say it. 6,000, what? 720. There's your X. Hey, Xander, why didn't you work that out? I'm confused. Super confused. That was not hard. Number 25. Is 3,198 a reasonable product for 727 times 44? Why or why not? Somebody tell me the key word in that problem. Luke. Why would you say that, young man?
Because it means estimate.
You're exactly right. We got to see if it's even in the same ballpark. So, Xander, I'm going to ask you again. What would you call 727? 700. Hope, I'm going to ask you again. What would you call 44?
Call it no, 50.
It can't be 50. It hasn't made it to the halfway mark. What would the halfway mark be between 40 and 50, guys? What would the halfway mark? 45. 44 is close, but it hasn't made it there yet. So we got to call it 40. So now somebody tell me what to do. How am I going to work this out, Kaden?
You have to do 70 times, wait, 70.
7 times 4. What's 7 times 4, class? 28. Good, Brooklyn. Am I done?
No.
What do I do now? Add how many zeros? A 1 and a 2 and a 3. Now let's go back to what it's asking. Is 3,198 a reasonable answer for that? And this is what we got. So Jake Lee, does that compared to that anywhere? Is it reasonable? She says no. Why do y'all say no? Do y'all agree with her?
Yes.
You do agree? Why? You gotta say why or why not.
Because,
Why do you say?
because it's above, like, way above 2,000.
It's not just above, it's way above, isn't it? So look what we did last hour. This is kind of fun. We made 28,000 really big, and we made the greater than sign really big, and then we made 3,198 really small. Because it's not just bigger, it's way bigger. Okay? No, more than 2,000. 25,000. Exactly.
Yeah, 27.
Do you see why we made it really big? Okay, are y'all tracking with me why we did that? Yeah.
Okay, 26.
Number 26 says, a garden store sells plants and flats. And I want to show you what a flat is.
Yeah, I'm only wondering.
A flat is like this. You probably gone to Walmart or this. You'll see what I'm talking about? Actually, this is a tray, and then a tray, let's see. That's the best thing I can come up with though. So let's just read this really quick. There are 6 plants in each tray. If you look at this, I think there's like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 on this side. Then there's going to be 8 on the other side. So how many plants would be in this? 16 in this tray. Okay, but the tray they're talking about only has 6, so it's a lot smaller. It's probably like here's a plant, here's a plant, and here's a plant. So there's 3 on this side and 3 on the other side. Are y'all tracking with me?
Yeah.
So here's a tray, and the tray has 6 in it. Do y'all agree?
Yeah.
6 plants in each tray. Now what does this say? Each flat has 6 trays. So there's 6 in this tray, and then I've got 6 of the trays. So what are y'all thinking? How many are all together right there? Say it. 6 sixes would be 36. One person knows 6 sixes is 36. Oh, that's scaring me. So you need to put a flat equals 36 right up on top of that. You need to put a flat equals 36.
On top of what?
Right there on your paper. A flat equals 36. Now get your pencil on the garden store right here. What did the garden store sell on Saturday? The garden store sold, what does that say?
18.
I sold 18 of those suckers. Somebody tell me how I'm going to come up with that amount.
36 minus
Not minus. I sold 18 of those, so that would be 36 plus another 36 plus another 36. Change your mind?
36 times.
Yes. So on your paper, I want you to put Saturday. And I want you to put 36 times 18.
On this page?
This is scrap paper. Okay, do you have that written, Eric, if I came back and looked? Okay. Now we're right here. That took care of Saturday. What'd they do on Sunday? They sold what? Say it. 21 flats on Sunday. I sold 21 of those suckers, Colin. How do I write that?
21 times 36.
On top of this, put Sunday. 36 times 21. I'm not done yet. Get your pencil on how. What does it say to do? How many plants did the garden store sell? What does in all mean to do? Add. Put a big O plus sign in between that. Okay, now I'm not going to do this with you, so I want you to put number 26 on top of that and circle it so you'll know where to go back to. Are y'all tracking with me? I pretty much worked it all out for you. I just didn't give you the answer. So this is how you work out number 26. Okay, last. Number 27 says, Trisha is building a rectangular patio. A patio is like what you walk out your back door, you know, and sometimes you have like a fire pit out there, maybe like a really nice porch swing or something. So let's pretend like this is it. Because it said rectangular. Is that rectangular? Yeah, so let's pretend like this is the patio. The patio is gonna be 108 bricks wide. So I need some help. Would this be the width, or is this the width? The longer side? Okay, so I'm gonna put 108 right there. What else does it say? How long? What does it say right there? 19, so 19 can go here. Okay. She has 2,000 bricks. Does she have enough bricks to build the patio? Now, everybody put your pencils down, and I'm going to show you what not to do. Okay? This is what some of you would do, and this is wrong. Okay? Some of you would go, well, if 108 is right here, 108 goes here. And if 19 is here, 19 goes here. And some of y'all would do this. Remember, this is wrong. 8 and 8, 16. 9 and 9 is 18. 16 and 18 is 34. 3, 4, 5. 1, 2. Y'all, some of you in here are going to say she needs 254 bricks. Okay? Why did I just do something wrong? What did I do wrong? Who knows? What did I do wrong? Luke, you know?
You did not times.
I didn't times. Okay, is that all? But why? Give me more.
Because you need
What did I do? What did I do?
You put the both 18 and 18, 808, but you're supposed to add 108 and 19.
I did. I added 108, 108, 19. I did add. No, I don't agree with you. Okay, here's what I did wrong. Everybody pay close attention. I put bricks all the way around the outside. I made a fence of bricks. Does it say that she's wanting like a fence all the way around her patio? Where is she wanting bricks? Where is she wanting? If I'm going to build a brick patio, where am I wanting bricks? Am I putting like a barrier all the way around the perimeter? Where am I putting bricks? What? Inside. It's the flooring of the patio, isn't it?
Yes.
So if you want the flooring, Xander, you don't add all the outside. What do? Go back to what you were suggesting earlier. What do I do?
108 times 19.
Yes, so in that box, I want you to write 108 times 19. And then I want you to put your pencil down. Okay, because last hour they wanted me to give them the answer and I'm not going to do it. Okay, here's what's going to happen. She already has 2,000 bricks over in a pile. So when you get this answer, I hope you're listening. If this answer is bigger than 2,000, she doesn't have enough bricks. She's going to have to go back to Lowe's or Home Depot and get some more bricks. If this answer is lower than 2,000, she has enough bricks with some left over. Are you tracking with me?
Yes.
Okay, go. Also, you started this last week. This is going to be due on Wednesday. Okay, I'm not making you have it all done tonight, but it is due, and some of y'all already are halfway done. Okay, go.